welcome back to the Blue Eyed Guy Gaming News. So, this is actual news. So, the first thing is, World of Tanks has been officially released. I played the beta from the start basically, but now it has officially been released and all like updates have been fully now. Titanfall is also in beta. If you haven't got Xbox One, you won't be able to play it. Also Warface, which I put up the last gaming video, that you can sign up for it, which it said in the video. To sign up for it you have to go to either sign on using Xbox 360, because it's only on Xbox 360 the beta, and then you sign up for it. But they still haven't. I think they're only releasing beta keys out at the moment to America mostly, because the UK, most UK people haven't got it yet. So, like me, so I'm behind the beta of Warface. I haven't heard of anybody else doing it, as it's only on Xbox 360, as the original was on PC. It's still on PC, free to play. But yeah, so Xbox Live sale. Day 3, they've had a couple of Xbox Live sales. They're going out through all the weeks now, as Xbox 360 is behind. But Left 4 Dead, Xbox Live sale day 3 has Left 4 Dead, FIFA 14 and Bejeweled free up to 93% off. Skyrim, Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker and more also discounted. The Xbox Live sale continues with some hefty discounts, with a minimum 50% off some of Xbox's biggest games. While the daily deals are awesome, you should check out the list of other titles that are also on sale throughout the week. Major Nelson's blog has detailed the daily deals for today, and here they are below. Grab them before they evaporate into a vapor of digital memories. FIFA 14, $29.99, £24.99 Aussie, $54.97. I don't understand their dollars. It's got Australian dollars. Dead Island Riptide, $14.99, £12.49 Aussie, $24.97. Skyrim, $19.99, £13.49 and $19.95 Australian dollars. Left 4 Dead, $4.99, free £74 and $7.48 Australian. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, $4.94, £3.95, $6.58 Australian dollars. Darksiders, $4.99, free £74, $7.48 Australian dollars. Bejeweled free $1.04, 69p over here in the UK, and $1.04 in Australia. Bejeweled free is unbeatable value, and I'd also shell out for Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker 2 for that kind of loose change. So they are releasing new ones every day, so watch out for them on Xbox Live if you are with Xbox Live. There's not very many people that aren't on gold, because if you are, you'd have the original dashboard. So yeah. The most promising Xbox One games of 2014. A massive roundup of our most anticipated titles. Enjoying the New Year festivities, we can't wait to pull them well and truly behind us. 2014 is absolutely riddled with promising Xbox One games, some of which were originally and tantalisingly slated to launch alongside the console. In the following beam-up of a feature, we round up coverage of the most scintillating specimens. If you're more interested in what's currently available for the new Xbox, consider the list of the best Xbox One's games so far, and if there's a great title you think we should have mentioned below, by all means sing out in the comments thread. For everything in one place, here's our list of all confirmed Xbox One games. Destiny, it's easy to be cynical about Destiny. Halo with cloaks was how some greeted the game's first screenshots, and the developers could perhaps have done more to dispel that impression in interviews, which have been characterised by grand promises and, until recently at least, a shortage of real detail. Still, what we know is tremendously exciting. The game takes place in the aftermath of humanity's golden age, with the remnants of our species confined to a single city on Earth, protected by an enormous alien sphere known only as the Traveller. As a guardian, your job is to head out into the solar system and reclaim its secrets and riches from the motley alien races that have taken up residence in the wreckage of our ancient colonies. Bungie wants this to feel like your very own personal saga, and it's possible to play entirely solo if you choose, but there's a smart, behind-the-scenes drop-in multiplayer system that recalls Dark Souls. Enter a public zone, and you may spontaneously fall in with a fellow guardian on the same quest. There's also competitive multiplayer in which the game's human factions do battle. Plundering the depths of ruined Indices and Space Hulks is likely to be the game's key attraction. These are home to sentient machines created before the collapse. Icky Zerg-style burrowing horrors and devastating weapons that may be hundreds of years old. The idea is to give a sci-fi shooter the sense of magic and mystery you'd expect of a fantasy RPG. The gunplay itself is unlikely to disappoint, matching Bungie's proven abilities in the department to a set of skill trees or foci that grant access to special moves like a teleport. Destiny's hook is very simple. It's an opportunity for a great adventure, providing the multiplayer isn't too intrusive and the environments are labyrinthian enough to reward repeated play. This should be an FPS worthy of the studio's unrivaled pedigree. Tom Clancy's The Division. Ubisoft is beginning to make a habit of stopping the show. Last year, Watch Dogs was that one blast of oxygen in a suffocatingly tedious E3. This year, the publisher revealed another new title. The Division that feels just as modest and revolutionary. It seems Ubi wants to create a new genre, the third-person, cover-based, gadget-led tactical MMORPG shooter. The world's population has been decimated by a virus released by an unnamed terrorist. The Division, meanwhile, is a group of secret soldiers created under Presidential Directive 51. Put simply, it's a directive that gives the government unlimited power to perpetuate itself in the event of a national catastrophe. You're not alone. You're surrounded by friends, enemies, and potentially infected citizens in the ravaged streets of a New York where everything has failed. Ownerless dogs rummage through bin bags, hopeless people shuffle past. Progress along the deserted streets is cautious, because as well as being a third-person shooter, this is an MMO, and you never know when you'll run into another hostile group. Powered by Snowdrop, Ubisoft's next-gen only engine, The Division looks outstanding. Imagine a souped-up version of the holographic UI of Dead Space, incorporated into the world in a way that eliminates the need for numbers and bars in the corners of the screen. Even the map is incorporated into the world. Blue light sprays onto the ground, showing a 3D scale diagram of your surroundings. One gunshot sound, the citizens cower and flee the area, leaving you to deal with the threat. This being a Tom Clancy game, gadgets play a serious role. Passing citizens can be scanned for infection, and corpses can be analysed for the cause of death. An optical pulse allows you to briefly highlight enemies in a 60-metre radius, and noisemakers bring AI characters outside. Roll a seeker, mine vaguely towards your enemy, and it will find its way to their feet. As this is an RPG, situations call for a balance of different classes, heavy, support, and so on. None are fixed, and you can respec your character at any time. You can play solo, but online is everywhere. You can join group events, craft and sell weapons, and be pulled into impromptu PvP battles with other friends. Exciting stuff. More soon, we hope. Titanfall, which I've done before. Jason West and Vince Zampella cast a long shadow across the games industry. After leaving Infinity Ward and Activision amid acrimony and litigation, the pressure is on to create a new series to top Call of Duty. One of the most entrenched console franchises around, the solution: bring on the mechs. Humanity is spread across Earth and a number of frontier planets, where District 9 aesthetic hosts a battle for resources between corporate interests and groups of local resistance. Ground combat is between agile, super-fast soldiers who are just as comfortable running along walls as the floor, aided by legions of AI and powerful weapons that can dissolve multiple targets at the same time. And then there are the 24 feet high Titan mechs, which are able to dodge responsively while they spray the battlefield with ordnance. It's chaotic, exciting, and a bit terrifying. Though outmatched in a one-on-one fight, pilots aren't defenceless against the Titans. Each class has an extra tier of an anti-Titan weapon, a rocket launcher for instance, plus a data knife that can hack AI enemies into joining your team. The battlefield will be a healthy mix of AI and player characters, and newcomers will be pampered by a system that makes deaths fewer and farther between. The action is relentless. From the first drop from orbit into the battlefield, the adrenaline never stops pumping. Players rush to capture points, pausing to summon a Titan as you'd activate a kill streak in Call of Duty. Heavily armoured but far from impregnable. A barrage of rockets will take one down. They're more than just mobile turrets. Friendly troops can hitch a ride, hanging on the back, and successfully meleeing another mech yanks its pilot out and tosses them aside. It's recognisably relative of COD thanks to the 60 frames per second frame rate and frantic pace, but the jetpack aided leaps and wall runs along with the open maps and futuristic ruins add a dash of Halo. All the ingredients, in fact, for the team to redefine online shooting once again. If you have got Titanfall Beta, I hope you're enjoying it. I haven't watched any footage yet. The next thing is Watch Dogs, which isn't actually out yet, which it was supposed to be, but this is it. Watch Dogs. The open world city hacking game blew out minds at E3 2012, even though we were left guessing about precisely what was going on. Now we've actually seen it running on Xbox One, and it looks entirely fantastic, more than living up to expectations. As you wander poor, unsuspecting Chicago in the guise of Uber insurgent Aiden Pierce, hack prompts appear over practically every person or device you look at. These can be meddled with to access side missions. You could eavesdrop on a text message to learn of a shady backstreet deal, for instance, or to disrupt the city's enforcers during a chase by turning all the traffic lights green at a busy junction, for instance. You can also virtually visit a friend who's about to get attacked by Chicago's finest, and from your position in his video phone. Hack the other objects to help him escape from creating a diversion. One new feature shown at this year's E3 was that if you are in trouble, you can request help. The game will search for someone playing the tablet version of the game, and they'll be presented with your city grid. They can then interfere with the world's patterns. For example, by tapping on a pursuing helicopter to short circuits, or erecting barriers in the path of pursuing police cars. Crucial to progress is the infiltration and conquering of guarded substations, an urban take on Far Cry 3's radio towers, which create opportunities in the surrounding area once they fail. Get into a substation using stealth or violence, hack it, and all the locals will suddenly display inviting profiles over their heads, indicating that you can digitally molest them. Most exciting of all, perhaps, is the seamless multiplayer. At any time, another player can enter your world and attempt to hack your phone, disguised as an NPC. You'll need to hunt them down to stop the hack, or else you'll be a digital scalp to boost their status and in-game abilities. It's a shame Ubisoft had to push this game back to next year, because Watch Dogs could be the strongest early contender for the best open world game on Xbox One. This was supposed to come out, Watch Dogs was supposed to come out in 2013, but they had to push it back. Obviously they wanted to release it at the same time as Xbox One came out, but they couldn't because, I don't know, and they're pushing it back to spring, which is March, April, might be May. Could be when we see it finally. It's really weird that Titanfall, no, what's the other one? Or is it? Which one? Oh, Diversion. The Division, Tom Clancy's Division. It's funny how Ubisoft is bringing out that when that was only released last year, 2013. So it's taken another year for them to bring it out. The Crew, also made by Ubisoft. So they're going to get lots of money, Ubisoft. The Crew. Wisely avoiding direct confrontation with Forza 5 and Need for Speed rivals, Ubisoft's open world racer is an intriguing prospect for next year. This year, the good stuff comes from DNA rich in Test Drive Unlimited, which I did have the first one, and I now have the second one. The good stuff comes from DNA rich in Test Drive Unlimited. Developer Ivory Tower was born from the remains of Eden Games, and the Crew shows a similar flair for online play. Eden Games made Test Drive Unlimited, both of them. So that's what they've done. They've turned themselves into Ivory Tower from the remains of it. And the Crew shows a similar flair for online play, challenging you, and if you wish, a team of up to 3 others to pull off daredevil automotive feats across America. During our brief time in the driver's seat, our group took on low-stakes tasks like quick checkpoint-based races and a speed-inspired minigame, where you had to zoom along while avoiding collisions with other cars or elements in the environment. There'll also be teamwork-intensive missions where you have to work more closely with others to take down a target vehicle. A blast through Kansas showed how enjoyable it is to cut through cornfields and tear it up on narrow, dusty roads. The bad bits, alas, are also from Test Drive Unlimited. Handling is floaty and imprecise, even on cars modified for flat-out speed rather than off-road mud plugging. Hopefully it will get a tune-up for Christmas. I don't think it's out yet. Halo. Here's everything we currently know about Halo on Xbox One. It runs at 60 frames a second, stars Master Chief, who's developed a fondness for raggedy knitwear, offers dedicated servers for multiplayer, and makes use of the Xbox Live Cloud. Beyond that, we're in the dark. The title's pedigree is second to none, however, making this an unquestionable, if underworded pick for our most anticipated shooter sequel of 2014. Hopefully Microsoft will have more to say on the subject after getting Titanfall out of the way in the spring. I believe they aren't actually going to bring out Halo 4, as they have said on Polaris. If you don't know what Polaris is, it's a side thing from Game Station. The Game Station are part of Maker Studios, Maker Studios are a gaming network on YouTube. They help They help channels on YouTube, like gaming channels. They help you get money, sponsors and that. Obviously, the lowest one we can join if you've got low viewership. I think you need about 1,000 views a month, I believe, which my brother does get, because he gets about 100 views a day. So yeah, so RPM is the lowest we can join. At about 1,000 views a month, you have to get that before they will invite, before they accept you, which I don't get that many. I only get about 500 odd after that. So that's the lowest. The next one is obviously Polaris is part of. It's just the channel, but the game station is the highest one, which obviously the Yogscast are part of, because they're big enough. PewDiePie, Cinnamon Toast Ken, and Dodger, Jesse Cox and all that, Total Biscuit. They're all part of TGS, the game station. But Polaris is like their channel where they do all different stuff. They also do news, like I do, but there's a bit more, because theirs is actually in the studio. This is done in my own home, and you can't see my face because it's black, because the sun is right behind me, and because of the way my room is made, I only have 2 sockets, and I only have my Xbox and a TV plugged in, so I can't have a light unless I get an extension lead, but I can't get one because we don't have one. I also have a camera, but that's charging at the moment, so I'm using my iPod instead. So that's why my face is black, but you can still hear me. So yeah, Polaris have said that they're not going to bring out a Halo for this year, 2014, because obviously Halo has been out for, it's been on each on the Xbox. It's been since the first Xbox. I only heard of Halo until Halo 3 when I first got my Xbox, because it came with it. I've still got Halo ODST, which also has the old Halo 3 maps CD, where you just have a CD where it just, the multiplayer, it just has the multiplayer maps of number, because the ODST is like a special ops from Call of Duty. It's more like a mission based thing on the ODST, if you've never played it, where you play with other players. It's not like player on player like a Halo 3, the other disc multiplayer. So yeah, they're not going to bring out Halo this year. If they do, it's going to be it's going to be at the end of the year, I believe. They usually do that for Christmas. I think the Halo story is getting too old now, to be perfectly honest. They've already brought out another Halo like side game, which is a top-down one. I didn't really like Halo Wars. I don't know why they make them, because Halo is supposed to be a first-person shooter, but they decided to do Halo Wars as the first one that went totally off from the original Halo story. So that's a bit weird. So yeah, I think that's basically all news of Xbox One. I don't have an Xbox One, so I'm getting really, it's really complicated trying to find news. I don't know how many of my viewers actually have an Xbox One yet. I'll get one in the future, but not yet. Not until they shut down everything on it. Oh, hello. Right. Pre-order Wolfenstein. The new order, get a Doomfall Beta key, so that if you pre-order Wolfenstein, the new order now, like you would, I don't know what it is about, you will get a Doom 4, so they're still making Doom, which was the best first-person, I think it was the first ever first-person shooter game, I think. Don't quote me on that. Alright. So there was this thing for World of Tanks. Select Xbox Live users get £5 free to celebrate World of Tanks. So some people got £5 free to spend. Strike Suit Zero Director's Cut revealed for Xbox One trailer. So Fallout 4, it'll take a while to come out, Bethesda say. So yeah, they're having sales everywhere. So this is going to be the end. So this is the end of this episode. See you next time for more. Bye.